Good afternoon. We are doing a VOD review of Theonar running this week's Duckling Seed. So if you haven't run it yet, first off, it's almost too late. Second, if you haven't run it yet, wait till you've run it to watch. Spoiler warning. This is the black belt. These are the black belt week flags. So we've got our black belt, and we've got the black belt is forced. So tell me why you chose black belt red mage.
I chose black belt red mage. If I remember correctly, red mage had built-in buff magic, so I was looking for a built-in temper fast.
I think it did. I think you're right.
And I know it was a toss-up between red and black because black mage had built-in fast.
Now I'm remembering. Yes, red mage had buff magic, black mage had fast. So I personally ran black belt red black none.
Fair. I went YOLO. We only need one. Let's see how fast I can make this.
Yeah.
And Mechlin pulling the blurstings for us. Yeah.
And there is something to be said for 2-man. It funnels a whole lot more experience. It makes things go. It makes you that much faster to get to where the grind is online.
Exactly, and I was thinking, during the class they were just a black belt. I wonder if I could do that. No, probably not. I'll take one mage.
I didn't do solo black belt in class.
You didn't? I could have sworn you did. See, this is what happens. My brain forgets things very quickly, so I can't spoil for anyone.
I know before I got to the grind, I know the grind that class seed was awful. It was terrible. And yes, solo mage does strain you a little for getting to the grind.
True. Oh, that's right. I'm remembering now. You had that awful ice dive. And then the terrible volcano. Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, the wizards. Those wizards.
Yep.
And then the Agamas were not friendly either.
Fortunately, I remember not being quite so locked down.
Yeah, this one wasn't as bad.
This one was positively friendly compared to what you showed us.
Yeah. So let's get going.
And there we are.
Yes. Not great. I mean, warp. Warp is
level
important.
1 warp. Level 1 warp? Yes,
is
please.
A good thing. And heal 3 not red mage learnable. There's one song hint.
Yep. I'm a spoony bard. Me double checking what that I got the spells I wanted off of the buff magic flag.
Right. Because otherwise then you reset and do black mage.
Exactly.
Because specifically temper is less important. More important is fast.
Yeah. Finding out, I have the black shirt.
Yeah, well, and this Garland does count as a boss, so it does get that 200 to 400% HP flag.
Yep, he was chunky, but also he just wanted to punch.
So, chunky Garland. And really, by the time we get to those bosses, it's pretty much not going to... yes, Zap was worth grabbing. I did grab Zap when I ran this.
I tend to not grab Zap.
As Fellison points out in chat. For the early enemies, they're not weak. They're not resistant to time.
They're not resistant, but I keep hoping it'll work, and then it not work, and I end up dead.
For things like Garland is super. Garland. It'll work on easily. In fact, that's how I got That's how I got my Garland down. Was with Zap. It also helped that there was an encounter right away. But I will agree with Mecklin and Fellison. Don't sleep on Zap. It is. So why save and burn an encounter there?
Because I knew right there it was just imps with nothing. And I didn't know it was coming, so I was trying to get I thought the hero one was longer than it was.
Yeah. That happens when you get when you have the
free tiles around Corneria.
The free tiles around Corneria. It's something to learn. And Fellison also makes another point. If you saved right outside of Toph, you saved 5 steps away. So if those 2 zap charges don't work, you just run back. You just reset. You run back in. You do it again.
That makes perfect sense. I'm just so used to instant death not working on bosses. I know Garland's a boss, so I don't think to use it on Garland. It never occurs to me.
Instant death works on bosses. Cake works on Lich.
Well, they each have they like, so I know that we have the ones that work on them. Those are the only ones in my mind that will work. Because that's how it's stuck in my head. My brain is weird. I fully admit that I'm still learning things, so I know the things I know, and outside of that, I assume nothing will work.
Zap also is really nice in this fight, because Zap will take out a lot of those pirates.
Yeah.
TNT. It's dynamite. That's another good. That's another good find.
Yep.
There's a second Zonk.
Yep. And not realizing at the time that it's a Zonk hint.
And level 2 nuke.
Yep.
I'm not even going to bother taking Brack or Cake here. I'm just taking nuke. Because I'm not bracking. I'm not bracking Kraken. I'm not bracking Kraken. I'm not caking Lich. I'm just punching.
That's fair. I try to, just because if it works, great. It saves me time. If it doesn't work, he wasn't doing anything anyway.
Valid. That's pretty valid. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. Pause it here, Mecklin. So, what'd you miss?
What'd
you forget to do here? You're headed towards Elfland, right?
I'm heading towards dwarves.
You're headed towards dwarves and going to go around toward Elfland?
Yeah.
Isn't the herb there in Corneria that you haven't picked up yet?
Yes. Yes, it is. That is... yes. I forgot, and then I forgot again.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw it, I went, great, because I didn't check the Provoca shop because I knew the herb was in Corneria. And then I saw Nuke, Quake, and Brack, and that herb fell out of my brain.
Stack overflow. It happens.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm an older model. Our stacks are very small.
Yeah, stack overflow will happen. But yes, that's... I'm trying... and that's not meant to sound condescending or anything like that. It's entirely the help you learn, and help you learn not so much by telling you, but by getting you to figure out.
Right, exactly. And there goes Hooray Dwarf.
I am disappointed in you, because Hooray Dwarf is a friend.
Yes, so I am freeing him from his loop. I am freeing him from the loop.
Okay, there's Chime. Good to have, but good to have for later.
There's me remembering I have warp.
Yep. If not friend, why friend shaped?
That's true. My problem is the definition of friend shape is very broad. Does it have a shape? It is friend.
I don't remember if ogres have. Well, it's nice to see Cure 4 there. It means it's not on something. Means it's not on something more hazardous.
Right?
Well, the other thing on that class seed is that I tried to be very aggressive starting my grind.
You did.
But some of that was to show how aggressive can you legitimately be. Okay, you missed a free step there
In front of the door tile, yeah.
in front of the door tile.
That
And there.
Yep. So I didn't learn until the seed you were talking about that door tiles were free spaces.
That's fair. That's fair. And I'm pointing them out not
Yep.
because I'm pointing them out again, not to
Yeah, not to belittle, but to
yes.
ascend. Yeah,
Not to belittle, but to help you ascend, because it's something that I took a lot of time to get right myself.
yep. And I don't know if it's later in the seed or in something else where I take those doorsteps because I remember they're a thing.
Good. And wizards, which turn out to be not nearly as nasty as the wizards in the Sunday seed.
Yeah.
Yes, as Fiera says in chat, it's all about rewiring your OCD step to incorporate free steps whenever you can.
Exactly. That's why I'm now very aware of I turn at the door, don't walk up and then go over. I walk on the lava tiles because the lava tiles are free.
Yes.
I have and then you saw me go down and then over. I've learned those steps. Bit by bit, I will become efficient.
Hey, that's what the boot camp is about, and that's what VOD reviews are about. They're about helping. They're about getting you. They're about teaching you things you don't necessarily know.
Right, and then you get to hear me think, I think this is why I did this. It seems logical.
Yes, as Life Reboot points out in chat, those small increments, those small incremental improvements never stop.
Yep.
That's garbage. That's garbage black magic at 3.
Hi, Fiera Star.
There's an exit
That I can't learn.
that you can't learn. Eh. Garbage white magic there.
Yep.
Lock 2 is not a bad pickup. And I don't object to picking up Ice 3.
Yep.
Getting tense for encounter manip. Getting heals. All good. Don't object to the warp. I usually walk around because a lot of times when I'm there, I'm thinking about where's my next stop. What am I doing next?
And that's me forgetting that there's no way across there.
No way across there without a canoe.
That I don't have.
And you didn't check the hint giver.
No, I didn't. And here's this.
Yeah, those crepes are not fun. I do remember those crepes being not fun.
And this is me sitting here, literally thinking through what have I forgotten. I did this, I turned that in, I can't go to turn either of these in. I can't get there. Where did I miss? I can't go to Maddie. And in a second, you'll see me suddenly burst into motion as I remember, oh,
Yeah.
right, the herb is in Corneria!
Not
We have
not going to
no
say how
audio.
long. Not going to say how long I thought through and realized when I was running this seed to vet it that that hint giver in Provoca saying that tail was in waterfall meant okay, I can fade waterfall. I can fade waterfall.
Yep.
Oh crap, tail isn't incentivized. I need to do waterfall.
Yep, that happens to me later. And there we go. It takes a full minute for me to remember herb is in Corneria.
Hey, not gonna say that's not gonna say I didn't have something. Not gonna say I've not had that happen to me.
Yep, and that's then there's me. I have to get back to Corneria, and
Yeah, if I said
never
that,
having to walk this way, forgetting how the map is shaped.
yeah, if I had said that never happened to me, I would be lying.
Oh, absolutely. I just think it's hilarious. Here's me walking back. Oh, trying to.
Yeah, it is absolutely a thing. That is absolutely a thing.
Oh, it's looking back on it. It's funny. In the moment, I can't remember one way or the other if there was some adult language used, which is why you guys don't hear my game and my mic, which was hot at the time when I was streaming this.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to know. You don't want to know what the first words that were said when the class stream ended.
I'm pretty sure I can guess. I'm pretty sure I can guess. I've done that.
I will say I used some colorful metaphors, as Spock would say.
Yes. This was me thinking I was being smart, forgetting that Astos doesn't tell you what you get from the crown
until you have the crown.
Yeah. Since I'm like, I know he tells you. Does he tell you now? Nope. Okay.
So, okay, we're gonna give tip number one, which is when you see the shop item, especially in Corneria, and it's something inner C, you get it. And
yeah.
Fiera in chat says mentions deliberately picked up Toph chests just to make sure that they could buy that herb, which I can understand.
100%. That is my usual strategy: is go to Toph, hit the 3 chests, run over Garland, grab the royals, move on with the seed.
Yeah.
But since I'm running Black Belt, I'm trying to open 0 extra boxes.
Yes, and those are boxes. Those boxes are absolutely excusable to open.
Oh no, I still haven't remembered. I thought I bickied myself. Or forgot the princess or something. I'm literally running through all the checks.
Yeah, I've bickied myself. I've bickied myself before.
Yep.
I once looped myself twice in the same seed.
Oof. And there we go. I remember the herb exists.
So yeah, even us more experienced runners still do it. Sorry, I had to move my laptop over to another room for a minute because Sunday is laundry day.
Yes. I know that plan. I did all my adulting earlier.
Yeah, I do my adulting through the day.
Makes sense to pace it out. I just like to get as much of it done up front as possible, and then the other chunk get done in the evening when there's less crowds.
Fiera makes a couple of good points. One, regarding the dot my dive on the class seed going badly. It's a good example of it's a good representation of what to do when a gamble fails.
Yep.
And Provoke before Garland on a high boss HP scaling seed can work well because it lets you get a little more get a few more resources before you have to try and take Garland.
That's me stopping an elf. Okay, do I need to pick up anything while I'm here? No? Okay, throw the herb. Yes, that was me trying. There's my canoe. That was me trying very hard to get used to encounter manip.
And encounter manip is a big deal in black belt seeds.
Yeah,
black belt seeds even more than other seeds. Encounter manip is a huge deal. Yeah, even more in black belt than in other seeds. Encounter manip can be huge because of how much you're trying to not get encounters until you do your grind.
Yep, and because I'm all squishy from not being the grind.
Yeah, you have not done your grind yet. You are squishy enough that encounters are scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so figuring out how to that was another point of Black Belt Week it's another thing to learn during Black Belt Week is how to encounter manip.
Yeah, and I still have trouble with it, but I'm slowly getting better. There's the ship.
The river system has scary encounters.
Yeah.
Hydras are real scary. Hydras are a super scary encounter. If Khareebs roll anything more than punch, that's a scary encounter.
Yep. So here's me zooming back over to Elfland to pick up the ship.
I don't know that I would, depending on what levels you are.
Like 13, 14?
I probably wouldn't. I'd probably wait. Until after my grind. I'd probably wait till after my grind at that point.
Yep.
Because I'd be going straight to that grind.
But I ran back, I grabbed the restocked my heal supply camping. And I can't remember if I did the thing that I'm thinking of doing now, which is zoom around to the outer sea dock of ice.
Okay, I can see doing that. I can see making that choice.
And stopping by Melmond on the way, get the slab translated, check if there's anything in level 5 magic that might be worth it. Maybe turn in the ruby since I'm right here.
I can see making that choice. That is a perfectly valid choice.
There's me seeing Temper. Oh, yes, please. Oh, wait, I have 0 money. Oops.
Yeah, that feels bad. But Temper's not as useful. temper's really not as big a deal for a black belt.
Yeah, it's not as big a deal, but I was planning to grab it specifically. The hint was that Rod is in Earth.
Oh, that would have been a nice hint for me to have found. For me to have found when I was running this seed.
Yep. Yeah, Rod is in Vampire Chest. But
that would have been real nice to have found. Because I last location Rod was trying to do everything else before Earth.
Yep.
Because
you didn't have Rod.
Because I didn't have the Rod. I don't want to do Earth without the Rod. Because I don't want to have to double dip it.
Yep. But
because double dip Earth just feels awful.
Yep. And there's me finding the floater. And this is where all my plans change.
Yeah.
Because I now have the floater.
And the floater makes things go a lot faster. Okay, Fellison. Elfland hint. Yeah. With the Elfland hint being that Sarda has the floater, that makes the Earth continent play really worth it.
Yep. But speaking of why I was trying to buy Temper, because I have Temper and Fast on the Red Mage, so if I buy Temper and need to Temper, I'm not burning fast charges.
You're not burning fast charges.
There was logic there. Dubious
yes,
logic, but logic.
There is. I don't remember if Temper even works on Black Belt.
I would assume so, because Saber does.
It does? Okay.
Yep. Punch, okay, Power Bonk.
Punch does get affected by Power Bonk.
I'm 99% sure.
When I run Black Belt, I just grind to enough hits that Punch is usually sufficient.
Yeah. Which I do, but, it's nice to have in case Chaos rolls super absorby.
There is that.
Or super dodgy.
Well, super dodgy, that's why you have Lock 2.
Yeah.
That's why you want to pick up Lock 2.
Yep.
Especially when it's at a low level, like it is in this seed.
Yeah.
And here we go into ice.
Yep. You're missing me terribly singing along with the music, by the way. You're not missing much. Tune into my stream sometime. Listen to me try to make up songs on the spot to the tune of what I'm hearing. Usually talking about what I'm doing. Or what I'm thinking. Or swearing at the game.
If I said I never did that, I'd be lying. Don't say it.
That's me taking the scenic route and then overcorrecting twice.
I still do that because I try really hard to be holding the correct direction when I'm going onto a new floor.
Yep. And here's me learning that the undead are terrifying. Because something has... I can't remember if it was stun touch or glance. Something that stuns your black belt.
Glance is insta-kill, so...
Stare then?
Stun touch. It's either stun touch or...
It's gaze.
Gaze. Yeah, gaze is the one that was the stun.
Yeah. This pack is terrifying. They've got... gaze and dark touch and something else. I think they can mute. But these three These three are not nice.
Yeah. So here's a hint about here's a thing about ice and marsh. Something's rolled awful.
Oh yeah,
In both of
every
those,
time.
something's rolled awful every time. There's just enough. There's enough enemies in both of them. Something has rolled. Something has rolled a script that is just completely terrifying.
Yep, and that's me trying to do the A/B trick and failing horribly. And climbing out, fighting every loot goblin urge I have.
Because you lost your red mage already.
Yes.
I mean, the good news is you lost your.
Yeah, red mage is gone.
You don't have to now Dan your red mage.
Yeah. As my third and fourth party members both ask and answer that question.
Yes, you don't now have to Dan your red mage. You just have him already down.
Yep. That's me being smart and grabbing the key, so if the grind goes bad, I have the key.
Yeah. So a hint, a hint, a bit of tech. I like to use those ice tiles, those ice damage tiles down on the floor below, on the drop down floor, to get the rest of my party down to 1 HP.
Oh yeah, super handy. I do the same in Volcano on the Agama floor if I'm going for an Agama grind.
Yeah. Yeah, super, super handy. All right. Adulting is successfully accomplished for the time being.
Hooray! And now we have my grind.
And we are in the grind. This is the whole point of... Yes. Yep. The ice damage tiles plus warp.
Yes, because if you warp from the treasure floor, you go back up, yeah.
Yep. If you warp from that drop-down floor. You can also use that on a seed that you're not doing an ice grind to just get the 3 chests there, to get the incentive chest without having to deal with this fight.
Yep. I had to stop myself from using that trick. I had to specifically, as I was walking in the room, no, drop down, don't use the warp trick, because we want the tile.
Yeah, we want the tile. Also a good idea to pick up that chest after your first fight, grind fight, because it's an extra 10% XP.
True. A factor I had not considered. I just wanted to make sure that if something went horribly wrong, I had the item in my possession.
Yeah.
Because Sogo.
Yes. Okay. So if you're not familiar with the abbreviation SOGO, save on game over.
Yeah, which basically treats the game over screen as a save screen, and when you reload, you're at your last point where you saved, but your party is fully restored and you have all of the stuff both used and collected since your last save.
Right.
And now, at this point, 40, I think
46, I think. It's either 46 or 47 and gets you 12 hits on the plus 28 hit.
It's 46. I know this because I'm talking to the air at this point about what I'm doing and where I'm going, saying, you know what, I'll just go to Mars. I know 12 hits is like 46 or 47. We'll get there. Might as well just go to 50 for the extra everything and just stomp my way through the seed.
Oh yeah. I absolutely went to 47 for the pseudo ribbon.
Yeah.
And then picked up. I didn't do War Chicken. I didn't do Patrolling War Chicken. I did on the stream. I did on the class stream, but I did not do Patrolling War Chicken when I ran this.
Yeah, I forgot that War Chicken was patrolling. I think, was that this seed or was that the race
That
where
was
I
this
found
one.
War Chicken? Was it this one?
Well,
Okay.
no, I don't know. I don't know if it was this one or the race seed, but
Yeah. I can't remember if it was
patrolling
this one or the race seed where I actually stopped and fought the War Chicken.
I did do patrolling more chicken on the reveal stream on the reveal seed, which reminds me I need to run a seed for the Duckling Weekly for this week.
Oh yeah. The class is coming up in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's me. For explanation, I put the red mage in front because I'm getting to the point where the squishy eye mage will start running from me, and I don't want that to happen.
I don't think I can round break.
That's good to know. I wasn't sure, so to play just to be safe.
Or at the very least, I've never seen I'm around break. And this is the grind. The grind is the grind.
Yeah, the grind is the grind. We're making it as entertaining as we can. Bear with us. There we go. 46.
There's 46. Thank you, Fellison. Eyes do not morale break.
Yeah, and I just did 12 hits at 46. I see that. And I drop down and I will stomp my way through the seed and get the last couple of levels I need where I find them. And I know these guys are scary and I have nothing to kill them with.
Okay.
And I can't run.
Yet you could have run. You got first strike.
I didn't see that. I was so excited from having 12 hits. I'm just like, I can't run from these guys and they have stun. I'm just going to punch them until they die or run away. They'll run first.
Yeah, that is the beautiful thing about having that black belt, having that 47 black belt in front, is that if it can run, it'll run.
And if it won't, you run it over. Hey, look, I'm level 48.
And if it won't, you cast punch. It's super effective.
Go pick up the red mage.
I approve of that. I approve of this play. You could have considered doing Volcano right here.
I think my logic was I'm going to go do Volcano, but I want to pick my red mage up so that he becomes less squishy for Topher with the thrown off XP that I'm going to get for carry.
That's fair. You could have done a save on game over warp from the ice tiles below, but it would take a while.
Yeah.
Slightly inaccurate there. You don't have to drop down because there's a door.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning that specifically on when you guys were doing a VOD review, I think. Somebody was doing a VOD review.
It was either a VOD review or it was me talking about it when I was doing the reveal.
Or that. Either way, I remembered belatedly that it was a thing.
Yes, good step routing. Could have done one step better, but one step is not that big a difference.
Yep.
Easier to go up. It's less steps to go up and around.
Yeah, I remembered the part of, and that's why I regret wasting my time bringing the mage back up. He became worm food.
Yeah.
And then I find a wild aga. But I remembered seeing in the reveal stream you walk not directly to the left, but vertically to get to the lava and then around.
Right.
And after I went down, I went, oh no, up is faster. I can see that it's less tiles. Dang it.
Yeah. There's Fire Orblet. Carry didn't take much.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything at this point is weak to punch.
Yeah. This is me being lost for a second. Yeah, thinking about where I'm going, being lost for a second. Going, I know. I have the slab. I'll go to Lefane real quick.
That's a valid choice.
Because I can turn the slab in, and because our devs are lovely, there's a clinic right there.
Yes.
On the way. Because our devs are amazing. Shout out to our dev team.
Shout out to our dev team with Lefanish hospitality.
Yes, it cost almost 1,000 gold. I don't care because
You
I
have
have nothing
plenty.
to spend it on.
That's a loot. Loot's a
Yep.
nice. Loot's a nice find. Almost get hit by the Lefanian linebackers.
Almost, and here's me double checking if there was anything that I could pick up because I couldn't remember. Like, I'll double check while I'm here.
That's not entirely unreasonable.
There's me remembering temper. Checking to see where fast landed.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah.
That just feels bad to see that.
Yep. But that validated in my mind my choice of taking the red mage because
Yeah.
even if I took a black mage, I wasn't going to get
You
level
weren't getting
7.
fast.
I wasn't getting fast either way,
You're
so
not
I was
getting level
needing the
7
built in.
charges.
I needed
And
the built in.
remembering you got to park here to get to ordeals.
Yep.
As
Remembering
I recall,
if I had
you could have, if I recall the seed correctly, you could have faded ordeals, but you don't know that.
Yeah. I don't know that because that particular hint is in on-rack.
Yes, Fellison in chat points out the superstore is a place where you save a bunch of time by noting what you didn't pick up.
Yep.
What you didn't pick up but wanted. I think this was top, bottom. I think this was top, bottom, top 2 or something.
Yeah, it's
top, bottom, 2, top.
It might be, yeah. We'll find out. Yep. Thank you, warp charges. MVP. Warp charge MVP. That HP difference. I feel bad for the red mage.
Yeah, punching nightmares is so... Because nightmares are so dodgy, punching them is so high evasion. Punching them and getting 10 hits on them is just so incredibly... that's crystal, which, as I recall, turns into the ruse stick.
Yes.
See, I actually don't mind taking the taking that zombie D fight, especially if one of my goals is to try and get some health back or try and get a couple levels on that red mage.
Yeah.
Like actually fighting it and not doing punch run.
Yeah. That would have been smarter. But by
Because
this
you
point,
certainly do want to get a little more survivability on the red mage.
exactly. By this point, I was in. Let's just sprint, YOLO, go for it. He'll pick up everything he can pick up when I squish bosses.
And that's fair.
I had also, at this point, completely forgotten that Save on Game Over was on. Half of the important flags had fallen out of my head.
Yeah.
I was in, I have to chase these chains and get things and go. I have an airship. I can do that real quick. Always say hi to the Hooray Dwarf. Grab my bottle that I don't realize I don't need. Because again, I haven't been to Onrak yet.
Well, yeah, of course you haven't been on rack. You don't have the bottle yet.
I just picked up the bottle.
Right. You hadn't gotten the bottle yet.
Yeah. Hey, did you know
Yes, we
Slab is
already
in
did
Marsh?
know that. Yes, we already did know that.
I can't remember what I was doing there.
It's okay.
I think my red mage is still dead at this point.
Mm.
And it's like,
Yeah,
do I want
it
to go to the
is.
clinic?
Not in
I think
Onrak,
that's...
or not in Gaia, you don't.
But that was my... Is the clinic over there? No, the inn is over there. The clinic's in the corner. Never mind, I'm just going. That was me working through that chain of thought. And then trying to remember where Earth was. No? Am I going to... Oh yeah, I'm going to Elf to pick up the red mage again.
Red mage.
Only go to that clinic if you want a fighter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on recruit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, getting the
I'm here.
While you're here, getting the incentive and key in Corneria locked.
Yep. Crown. Okay, well, I'm right next to Astos, so...
It makes it an easy call. Makes it an easy decision.
Yep. I'm remembering the trains of logic that went through as I found things, and what I had completely forgotten I knew.
And that's Cube.
Yep. So I need to come here anyway. Great. Punch. Problem solved. Now I go to Earth, because I know I could get it done in one shot.
Exactly.
That was me misinputting right on my controller, going up a tile and having to correct.
Yeah, it happens. Good. Yeah. Good routing. That is the optimal routing on this floor.
Yep. One of the things I remember doing early on, when I was first getting into FFR, was finding the treasure map layouts and the routes that have been figured out for optimal routing for greed and trying to remember those.
Oh, thank goodness for NPC guillotine.
Right? Jay Coperbat shall never again grace stream.
It is more efficient to... It is quicker and more efficient to do the NPC guillotine on those bats rather than walk around them.
Is it?
Especially if walking around them, because that's 2 extra steps, gets you into an encounter.
Yeah, fair. That I hadn't thought about. So yeah, fair enough.
And let's see how you route this one. No, you
Nope,
route the
this is
middle.
me. This is me forgetting that it's up then down, not down twice. Because I'm
Yeah,
used to coming out of the top room having looked for loot.
and then going to the bottom one for loot.
Yeah, I'm used to. I'm used to doing it the other way because I'm looking for something.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But I
Even
do remember
even
that
if
it's
you're even if you're going to Lich's closet to the 3-pack, still better to go through the middle.
yep, it's left, up, down, split.
Yeah, I can see doing cake there.
Why
But
not?
punch, it's super effective.
Yes, it's a mage. Of course, it's weak to physical damage, and that red mage is still level
And
15.
that's Earth.
That's Earth done.
That's Earth done.
Volcano done. I have no idea where the Oxyele is. Okay, so it's got to be in Sky because I have Sky access. I should go to
No,
Sky. This is
but
what I'm
Sky's not
thinking.
incentive. Yeah, but Sky's not incentivized.
I had forgotten Sky's not incentivized, and I knew Waterfall had tail, so it can't be in Waterfall, so it has to be in Sky.
Hmm. Yeah.
Welcome to the thought process.
Yeah. No. I'm not gonna say I didn't have a similar thought process.
Literally something I remember saying on stream, and this is where my autopilot took me the wrong way. Because for a second my brain frazzled and saw the shape of the room and thought, oh, I have to go down and around because that's the warp room.
Yeah.
No, that's greater than less than. Why did I go to greater than less than? I'm a black belt.
Yeah. No, it happens.
Yep. I'm recreating some of my stream commentary for chat.
Yeah, Punch Run is definitely a good call.
Yeah. It's most likely that the battle is going to end in one turn. Either because I punched whatever it was, or I got away. And
Yep.
here's where we find out I made a mistake.
Again, run nuke. But it's actually not a bad mistake getting that invis too.
Yeah, and this is me pausing in my steps as I discuss, okay, what did I do? What did I forget? What has gone wrong? I didn't even go my usual step path here. I was so frazzled.
And see, I was like going right, up, or right, up. Only because it has me already holding up when I go through that teleporter.
Yep. I usually do upright, because I like stair steps.
One nice thing about turning each time is that you know where you are if you get into an encounter.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always like ending with up because I'm already holding up for the bridge destiny.
Ah, yes, the Bridge of Density. Love it. She's not worth a fast, but she's worth a lock too. Then I realized I don't have any regular temple charges, so why not? We'll fast. Why not? Just,
Punch.
I do right up too. I can't remember what my preferred is these days. And this is me.
And now we're thinking through.
Yeah, now we're... I did this. I've done everything. It's not Cardia. Cardia is never incentivized.
Well, I wouldn't say never, but it's not incentivized in these flags.
Right. That's me remembering Cardia. Oh, right. The tail's in Waterfall. Right. The tail's not incentivized.
Yeah, I did the same. I did the same thing when I was running this seed. Oh, I don't have to go to Waterfall. I don't have to go to Waterfall. Oh, the tail's not in the incentive pool. I have to go to Waterfall.
Yep. Onward to Waterfall, singing a silly song.
And this is the place, and this was the one. See, you opened one extra chest in Sky. I opened an extra chest in Waterfall
There we
because
go.
I just miss input. I missed
Yep.
I misordered my inputs and hit A before I hit left
Yep.
to talk to
The robot. Yeah.
the robot.
Yep. Oxiel out. C go.
We are now in full on go mode.
Lock. Oh, that's a good point, fellas, and I hadn't considered that, but I figure any punch is more punch.
While that makes sense, when you're only getting 6 hits through when you've got 12, more hits is still more hits. Again, door. You door again on this floor. This fight's absolutely not worth taking.
I don't know
Even
why. My brain remembers like there's a 9-pack of Sahags. I think that's worth it. Those are fairly late game. That should be worth it, right?
yeah, but most of them are red Sahags that are early game.
It's the Wiz Sahags that are worth it.
Even
Yeah.
still, the Wiz Sahag's not worth that much.
Yeah. But I figured a nuke would take it all out and it'd be quick, and I was wrong.
Yeah, and then door there.
Yep.
Something else when you learn the floors, it's actually you actually get a free step if you do an immediate turnaround there. You get one free step at the bottom.
Door there.
Door. Yeah, I've gotten hammered. I've gotten hammered in VOD reviews for missing free steps. Yeah, that Wiz Sahag R Sahag pack used to be completely unrunnable. It was the B side of Pirates.
That might be why it's in my brain to kill.
Could be. And again, on that one, you can turn immediately when you get past the wall, and you get one more free step on that the bottom of the room.
When you get past the wall, so when you
on Kraken floor, when you're coming out to leave the big room.
Okay.
Yeah, that right here. As soon as you clear that wall, as soon as you clear that square, turn.
Oh, I see. Because
You get an extra free step.
How is that an extra free step as opposed to coming straight down?
Bottom of the room. Because it's the
bottom of the room. Yes. Okay, that's it. Cool. Perfect. Got it.
OnRack is a good clinic to use.
Yeah.
It's one of the most easily accessible. OnRack and Elfland.
For encounter manip?
No, for clinics to bring up your clinics.
Oh yeah,
to bring up dead party members.
yeah.
Corneria is actually kind of a bad one. It's not as bad as Gaia, but
So
not a great one.
in my brain,
Unless you're also hitting this, unless you're also hitting that shop to
Yeah.
restock.
the problem was in my brain. I swapped the location of the inn and the clinic in Onrak.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That happens.
That's why, like, it's not worth going all the way around for that clinic when I could just head over and out.
And Short Topher.
Me going, oh, it's Short Tover. Great. Punch Cake.
Hey, cake worked.
This is why we try to feed him his cake. Right there. Punch Weight. Because why? She's not worth casting anything. Oh, right, my mage is dead. That's a problem.
Yes, comms will love it every time when cake goes through.
Yep. Cake, Bracken the Kraken, Bane, Tia, Confuse, Carry, Carbonate Bubbles, which I would have done if I had any excuse to go to that side of Sea Shrine.
Yeah, there was no reason to go to that side of Sea Shrine.
And I was trying to go fast to make up for several oopsie brain moments.
Yeah, there was absolutely no reason to go to that side of Sea Shrine. Yep. And just heal yourself up. And hold A.
Yep.
$10 for $13.61. $5 for $9.95. Pseudo Ribbon is a beautiful thing. $9 for $11.07. I mean, Chaos has 4,000 to 8,000 health.
Yeah. He threw a very low nuke at me. It was like 180 something.
And there we go. That's a solid run. That's a solid run.
I felt very good about this run.
I felt a little bad about my... What's my time again? I felt a little bad about my 5250. Partially because I blanked on, oh, that's right, Tail's not incentivized, kind of like you did as well.
Yep.
So again, I'm trying to not make you feel bad about decisions you've made or missing things, but things like door.
Yep. Door.
Free step there. A lot of that is because, like I said, I've been hammered by those because I've asked for specifically that for get my routing better, get my step routing better, because that step routing, you wouldn't believe how much the time that good step routing can save you.
It's true. It's one of the things that I'm getting better. I know I will be there eventually.
But it helps when someone points out, okay, you weren't quite right there. If you do this, it's X number more free steps.
Exactly. Or in the beginning, hey, you forgot the herb. I forgot the herb.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a quick glance at the leaderboards. I'm in the high end of the pack, and I'll take that. For all of my oopsies, still coming in the high end of the pack, I feel pretty good about that. But
yeah, you made a solid run.
This was honestly one of my best runs, just period. The way this shook out was really good for me. Um, Apparently black belts I'm good with. Who knew?
I mean, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite classes to use.
Was here for the start recap on party choice. Red Mage had built-in buff magic, so it had temp, saber, fast, something like that. Forced black belt. I wanted as much XP as I could for as few party members as I could, so I took 2 nuns. My other options were White Mage, which had Wood Evade, and Black Mage, which had built-in fast and Hurt Dragon.
And Black Mage. Yeah, I did take Black Mage because I knew that I was going to face 2 dragons and wanted the extra 2 fast charges.
Yeah, but I think the Hurt buff only applies if you're punching them.
I think it applies to all damage, but I'm not 100% sure.
I know there was a discussion about this recently, and I can't remember how it shook out. Either way.
Either way, you did a solid job. Okay, it doesn't go on magic. Thank you.
Now we know.
But I did want the 4 fast charges.
4 fast charges?
2 on the red mage, 2 on the black mage.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Fair. I took red mage with the, we'll check and see what it is, and if it's not fast, grab a black mage. You took both just to make sure.
Yeah, I took both to be sure I had as many charges of fast as I could.
Yeah.
Without taking 4 party members, because that's just not a choice I'm going to make on a flag set that I know I'm danning off. That I know I'm danning off to grind a black belt.
Yep. And red black as opposed to double black because of on the off chance an actual res spell shows up in white magic that Ray can learn. Yep,
that too. On the off chance I get on the off chance I get a life or a life 2 that I can pick up and maybe see if I can't stone the red mage.
Yeah,
for my grind.
Stone is always preferred. Dan is easier.
That's a valid choice there from Fellison. On hard black belt flag sets to go black belt Oreo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the black mage has good run chances.
Yeah, they do have they have better than thief run chances in the early game if I remember right. By a little bit.
Yeah. I also consider on a harder black belt flag set, if it's not forced black belt as the only melee, going 4-man and going thief black belt white black.
I will do thief black red black. Thief black belt red black.
I have been known also to, if I see sage on the red mage, to go all red mages.
Yeah.
If I see sage on any mage, that I'm taking sage. I'm taking all of those.
Just a 4-man of the sage, just for all nukes all day?
No, not 4-man sage, but all mages I take will be whatever mage has sage.
Gotcha. Yeah. You said take 4 red mages. I'm like, hold on, time out. Wait, what?
I mean, I've seen ones that I've considered taking 4 red mages. Because red mage does get some good swords, some good endgame swords.
Yeah, and decent enough armor.
Yeah. Red mage can be a viable melee carry at the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely, they can.
It's not great,
but it's better than white mage.
Yeah.
White samurai is fun, but unreliable.
Well, that will do for that'll do for this as far as I'm concerned. If you've got any other questions, anything else you'd like me to answer?
That's all I had off the top of my head. A lot of my BB stuff comes to if I have to resort to a walking grind, what the best packs are for that. Like, I know we want steak and wings. I know we want sandwiches.
Steak and wings, sandwich, or blue steak. Blue
Yeah.
steak is the best of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But barring blue steak, steak and wings, or barring blue steak, sandwich, and then steak and wings.
Okay, sandwich better than steak and wings. I couldn't remember which of those was the top. And then Spike Tiles, you want the eye. If B-sides are on, you want the 4 Agas.
If B-sides are on, you want the third eye grind.
Oh, I didn't know there was a 3-eye.
There's a 3-eye. There's a 3-eye tile.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes. The steak is the part you want. If it's just wings, don't bother with it. Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, which is the wings that we... Because I know there's 2 4-packs of wings. There's the red ones and the blue
You don't
ones.
take either.
Oh, okay.
The wings are not. The wings aren't great. You take steaks.
Okay. Good to know. Steaks. Which
If it
makes sense.
If it don't have steak, you don't take it.
Gotcha.
But yes, on the B-side tiles, there is a 3-eye tile.
Oh boy, oh no.
I've found that one in a race before.
Oh, that's just unfair to anybody not running a black belt.
Yeah. If I remember the race correctly, I think I found it in Hall of Giants. Which means no off-step encounters.
Oh, so hold on. 18, 19. That is 19,000 experience minimum a combat at 6,000 a pop. 6,500.
Yeah. Yeah, black belt goes Bert.
That turns the black belt into an A10 Warthog.
Yeah.
Not only does it hit hard, it also goes fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I said. Black belt goes Bert.
Okay, note to self. I need to make a note of that for my brain. But yeah, that's all I had. Just oh boy.
4 Agas is good, but it's not 3 eyes good.
No, it's not 3 eyes good. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't even conceive of the possibility.
Well, if you've enjoyed this, we will have our reveal stream tonight for the 103 Duckling Bootcamp flags, which I will not discuss until. Actually, I won't even be on that. That'll be Rax. That'll be Rax and Saracen tonight talking about that. But I will not spoil those. But I will be running a seed today I will be running a seed of them today to put for the Duckling Weekly.
So you heard it here first, folks. Duckling's going to be a black belt seed. He said jokingly. He said jokingly, do not take it as gospel.
GG on this, Thanar. Thank you for putting yourself up for a review, for helping us get you better.
I appreciate you helping to help me get me better.
So, on that note, we will see you this evening.
Some kind of super ass zombie.